Okay, really beautiful, sunny, frosty morning. Third week of the November unit and third week in the homework before we come into the studio session down in London. A couple of really important things just I wanted to share. One was how much the homework concept is beginning to take root. And what I mean by homework, and it isn't just being online, because online is a kind of, we associate it with a necessity. And homework is a different thing, it's a discipline. And without discipline, you can't really grow. You can't truly fulfill your potential because you'll just stay with what you feel comfortable with. And that's been, I think, really engaged with over the last couple of weeks. And it'll be interesting to see what happens in the final week itself. And then it leads into the studio work. And the studio work is very much like when you get a job, you know, homework is like the self-tape or whatever it may well be. Or the preparation, that's another thing to consider. And then the studio work is literally that. It's either a stage environment, a recording environment where you're really going to work and play. And that brought me to my second thought, really. I've taught method now for 20 years, my class, and longer than that in general. And in that time, it's an understandable thing to try and find definitives. An absolute. And what I've clearly learned over this amount of time isn't just about acting techniques, because our work isn't just about technique, it's about the instrument. And the difference is in the instrument we're dealing with the unconscious and we're dealing with the psyche, and there are a whole myriad amounts of different approaches and thoughts about the psyche and the development of the psyche from childhood into adulthood and so forth. And I think the best way to think about it is really that you're learning to play more with the resources that you have. And in playing with these resources, you can be fruitful, you can be playful. If things are playful to a certain degree, even if they're demanding, even if they're complex, even if they're challenging, the outcome would probably be more creative. If we are not playful, if we try and look for answers for certainties, and those certainties inevitably, the camera's wobbling like crazy, if these certainties are things we hold on to, then our work is going to be rigid and not playful and not as creative as potential. It might be well performed, but it will lack that oil of true creative inspiration. So in any practice that you do, in anything you listen to and read, stop looking for the answer, because there simply isn't. We are far too complicated. And consider that really you're bringing to conscious perception things that are potential choices and aspects of yourself that you can play more in journey to the character, in journey to the material, in journey to the narrative, in journey to the audience to a certain degree, because you know there is an exchange going on there, and again that can't be ignored. So yeah, I'll be interested to see how people play this week and this weekend with the studio session. Have a good time playing. Bye.